Okay, welcome back to Goomondees Coins and Banknotes, and today is the 6th of September 2025, and we are continuing on with the Turkish coin videos. So today we are up to 1988. So in 1988, these are the coins that probably would have been used in circulation, although the 1 and 5, the 1 lira, didn't have as many minted, so I doubt it very much you would have used it. 5 lira, yeah, you possibly could have used it, but then you need to look at the actual value of the currency, because there's two factors going on here. There's a devaluation against our currencies, basically the international trade currency, it's the US dollar, which is the main devaluating factor, and then there's inflation. So the US dollar does have inflation, probably about, in Australia it's about 4 or 5% per year. So you need to add that to a devaluation. And also the populations, the 1985 population of Turkey was 50 million, 1990 56 million, so roughly you need that amount of coins initially to basically satisfy the market. So the value of the currency at the time, in 1988, it was 1,567. Before that, in 1980, it was 78 lira. So basically, this 100 lira that was issued in, what date was it issued? First 1984. So 1984 had a value of, there was 386, about 400 to $1 US, so it's worth about 25 US cents. And in 1988, it was pretty much worth probably about 6 US cents. So there was a reduction in the value of the currency. So what they done is they issued new coins, and they started with the 50 lira, the 100 lira. They reduced in size. So the 50 lira went from a 26.8 millimeter coin to a 18.75 millimeter coin, and they changed the metal from a nickel brass to a brass coin, so they just took out the nickel. And this one's 9 grams, and this one is 3.3 grams. 100 lira went from 29.65 to 20.75 millimeters. And they also changed the metal as with the other coin, went from 11.05 grams to 4.1. So that's a massive reduction in the coins. But there was also other denominations they issued. So they issued a 23.75 millimeter brass coin in the 500 denomination range, and it weighed 6.1 grams. So they issued a new denomination and reduced two of the others. Now, as for these aluminium coins, yeah, the 1 and 5 pretty much was removed from circulation, and these larger 50 and 100 lira coins probably still circulated. So they were never removed until probably 2005, but by that time they were pretty much worthless. Now there were other denominations issued. So in 1990, when the value had dropped to about 2,500 lira, they issued a 1,000 lira coin. In 1991, when it dropped to 4,600, they issued a 2,500 lira. And then we had the final denomination of this series, 1992, when the value had dropped to about 7,000. So really, all these coins are worth less than $1 US. So basically, these are the 6 denominations you would have used probably in the early 90s. The aluminium coins and the large size 50 and 100 lira would have been withdrawn from circulation. So the largest coin we have here is the 5,000 lira, at 10.3 grams, 28.75 millimeters. And in 92, yeah, about 7,000 lira. So pretty much by that time, the 50 lira had more than likely fallen out of circulation. This one would have been the last value coin you would be using. Okay, as for the mintage figures, so the 50 lira, really there's not that many minted. The most common date you're going to get is 1989, 25 million, and then from 91, 92, 10,000, 93, 94, 93, 5,000, and 94 is the scarce date with 2,500, so that makes the rare coin. And then we have the 100 lira. So the larger coin would probably still be in circulation. The highest minted is 1989 with 233 million. The lowest is 1994, 2,500. So they're probably just issued in sets, and that's a rare coin. The 500 lira, we have the highest minted 1989, 144 million, and then 1990, 100 million, 1991, 30 million, then from the date onwards, so 92, 10,000. So from 1992 to 98, they didn't issue them for circulation. So basically the 500 and 2,500 were minted to 98, but after 1994 they'd stopped being issued for circulation, and the rest of them were only minted to 1994. Then the 1,000, so all dates are actually quite common. The lowest minted is 1993 for 11,675,000, and the highest is 1990 with 136,980,000. So really, all you're looking for is the low mintage coins like these ones with 2,500. You're probably paying quite a few $100 for those coins, but the common dated coins you'd be paying $1 or $2. So not really worth that much. You're not going to make that much money from these coins unless it's a key date. Okay, 2,500, highest minted 1992, 48.8 million. This one's 91 with 22,918,000. It's not really hard to get. And the rare coins are 94, 95, 96 with only 2,500. So really, if you're paying, Numis has got one for $13, you're really not going to buy a coin like that for $13. You're going to be paying quite a few $100 for that now. And then we have the 5,000. There's only 3 dates, 92, 93, 94. The highest minted is 1994, 65 million. And the other ones have mintages over pretty much 2 million, 10 million should I say. Okay, so once again, 1989, this is the most common coin you're going to get, and we have wheat and olives on this one, the crescent, the date, and on the other side we just have portrait of Kemal Atatürk. And really they probably could have put different portraits on these coins, because the Republic of Turkey is more than just one person. So there's lots of people to actually contribute to the success of the country. Okay, this coin is pretty common. So only 10 million for 1988. So it probably get a little bit of value. And then you got 93, 3.7 million. That's probably the scarcest coin you're going to be able to get. 94, 2,500. Really, you're not going to be able to buy that one. And if it is, probably come from a set, you're worth a few $100. Now say a few hundred, few thousand. I've never seen one sold, so I'm not too sure how much it actually cost. Okay, this one, 89, the highest minted coin for the 500 lira, so really it's going to be a pretty common coin to get. We have wheat and olives on that side again. The 1,000 lira, I remember getting one of these, I think 92, 93 from a friend who went to Turkey. So obviously these did circulate, and we for 1990 136 million. So this is the highest minted coin you're gonna get, and the other coin I got is the same date. So as you can see, I actually quite like this coin. It's quite nice. Come on, Ataturk, and you got beads. I'm not going to count how many beads, so if anyone wants to count them and see if there's actually variation in the number of beads, that would be great. Well, you can probably use AI to do that now, although it probably hallucinates because it's overdosing on something. Okay, then we have the 2,500. So as you can see, the plants are a bit different, and this is the sycamore tree. So, and also they changed the position of the crescent moon, so they tried to put some variation in the coin. So this is 9091 with 22,918,000. And once again, the rare coins you're going to get is 94, 95, 96 with 2,500 each. So some coin organisations put rare coin at 1,500, some 2,500. I prefer to go the upper limit. It's up to you what you want to actually put on there. So all of these coins here, you're probably going to pay, as I said before, $1 or $2. Not really hard to get. You can actually find bulk lots of them. Okay, 5,000 lira has tulips. So this is my wife's favourite flower, tulips. And this one's the last year of issue 94. Now, they didn't get rid of the denomination. What they done was they reduced the size next year. So this is the 5,000 lira, and the smallest denomination pretty much at that time was the 1,000. So by pretty much 1995, okay, 1994, the exchange rate was 27,830 lira. So really, when this coin was issued, about 7,000, and then it went down to 27,000. So pretty much you lost 3 times its value, and by 95 it was 43,000. So that's about 5 times its value. So really you're losing value in your coins quite readily, and none of the dates of this coin is actually scarce. So basically that's quite a nice coin. So let's have a look at the sides. So these smaller denominations of 50, 100, 500 and 1,000 are all coarse reeded. Then the 2,500 and 5,000 are lettered. So it just says Türkiye Cumhuriyeti, so Turkish Republic. And let's turn it around. Come on. Yeah. So there you go. And basically, none of these coins that you can see here are actually quite scarce. So if you see a video on YouTube saying these are worth $5, $10, $20 million, you know they're talking shit, because they're scammers, and what they want to do is take your money. So basically, I'm not too sure how they work, but they usually set up websites in which they say, oh, sell your coin here, and then you'll probably send them the coin, and then you'll never see money again, even though it's not worth that much. But no, we do have those scammers in Australia. I've seen quite a few videos about scammers pretty much on second-hand markets, so like trash and treasure places or op shops or something like that, where they try and resell you stuff, but obviously they take it. There was one video with a guy who tried to sell his coin collection and it disappeared. Never got money, never got the coins back, and they're still operating, nothing's happened to them. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Let me know which of these coins is your favorite. Thank you and goodbye.